Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Welcome to the Crypto Blast. It is October the 6th. It is Monday. Yes, the weekend has passed us by. You join myself and Cam from Institutional Fi, where Cam will be giving us a rapid roundup of the latest pricing, flows and market moving news in crypto markets. As Cam said on Friday, think of it as crypto with a tuxedo t-shirt on. It's with an institutional kind of view, more institutional flows and convictions rather than updates on meme coins and whatnot and NFTs of rocks. But before we crack on, I'll get the legals out of the way. Nothing discussed on Spaces session constitute trading or investment advice or infers any kind of endorsement by PIQ, Institutional 5, myself, Ryan Paisley, or indeed Cam. Speak of the devil, Cam, how are you?
Very well, Ryan. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I am very good, but I'm in that period of pre-flights tomorrow, try to get everything sorted so the world doesn't fall apart at PIQ Towers without me. I'm sure it won't. Normally runs more effectively when I'm not here anyway, but yeah, scrambling to get everything done. How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was very good. It was very good. Today is absolutely, if you're listening in and you're not in the UK, it is a very sunny, lovely October day today.
It is. It really
couldn't be
is.
happier.
I'll tell you what though, it's a lot sunnier and a lot warmer in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, 100%. Starting early to preemptively, get on the beers before the trip.
Oh yeah. We're planning on getting to Heathrow about 8 hours early so we can crack on. But yeah, enough about my social life. But yeah, although it must be said that obviously with me being in Vegas this week, the Wednesday and the Friday show, we'll stick a pin in it. We'll see what state I'm on before confirming. But anyway, what's been occurring in crypto markets, my dear friend?
Oh, let's get into it. We'll start with the crypto market recap, and then we'll jump over to the news. So I feel like we need to actually start today's Spaces off with a bell ring, which is actually a hint as to what I'll be doing on Friday in London.
Oh,
So exciting times. But yeah, why is that? Well, Bitcoin reached a new all-time high of 125,569. Obviously. I doff my hat to whoever managed to suppress the price of BTC right at that level. And if you've got a Bloomberg terminal, just have a quick look at the BTC chart. If you don't believe me, swap it over from measuring in millions to single digits, and you'll be able to see it ending in that figure of 69. Brilliant. Happy days. It's nice to see that as institutional adoption is coming into the world of cryptocurrency, there's still some degenerate who's out there slamming, 69 digits down. There are several key points to note from Bitcoin's price action over the last week and over the weekend. So not only did BTC make a new all-time high, it made a new high for daily close and also a new high for weekly close. In fact, the weekly close is 3.3% higher at $123,545. So an interesting area marker to add to your charts. Already, this weekly close has started to see open interest rise on high leverage shorts as traders start to bet that BTC may have potentially topped for Q4 or looking to hedge their positions with the recent gains that they've made. Bitcoin spot ETF products saw $3.24 billion inflows last week, the second highest ever recorded since the beginning of January 2024. A note from Glassnode on Bitcoin ETF says that Bitcoin spot ETF flows have turned sharply positive, driving price to new all-time highs. Renewed institutional demand is reinforcing market momentum, marking a key shift in capital flows after weeks of outflows. Sustained inflow signals strengthening structural support into Q4. So Glassnode coming out very, very positive to start the week following 4 consecutive straight weeks of inflows coming into the Bitcoin ETFs. If we jump across to Ethereum, whilst ETH may have not printed another new all-time high just yet, the second largest crypto asset is indeed up 10% from the Crypto Blast call on Wednesday, where we highlighted strong support at 4,159. ETH trades at $4,560 with the weekly candle opening above its monthly downside trend line, which was an area that we noted that if it can break above it, sustain that momentum, well, then we could see that bullish reversal and almost that euphoric trade come into place for Ethereum hitting.
Euphoric trade, that's what we like.
That's exactly it. If you're in crypto, why not jump and keep on those trading strategies?
Yeah, exactly.
But more so, take a look over to the Ethereum spot ETFs. Recorded a total net weekly inflow of $1.3 billion, with all 9 ETFs posting positive inflows. So very, very green week for the top dogs in crypto across the board. Keeping on the theme with ETFs, Grayscale has launched the first US listed spot crypto ETF that enables staking. So this includes their Ethereum mini trust and their main Ethereum trust ETFs. They're looking to add this same staking mechanism to their spot Solana ETF, which is GSOL, but that's pending regulatory approval. But I mean, major milestone in place with a staking ETF, which is at spot as well and not futures. So yeah, well done to the Grayscale team there. So if we move on to news that happened.
Right, this is this start off with news. What are you doing on Friday?
What am I doing on Friday?
Yeah.
I'm with Crane Shares. Are we going to be ringing the bell at the LSE?
Ah, look at you.
Yeah.
Remember, right, so do you need to go buy a suit? Bearing in mind what, you normally tweet in and whatnot from your sauna or your swimming pool. So do you need to, I've got, I don't know if you'll fit into mine. It's been used once and, I didn't, got found not guilty. So it's all yours. Does
it still have the, still incriminating evidence on it? No.
I don't know what you're on about, mate. Move on.
Anyway, moving on.
Well, that backfired on me, didn't it?
Yeah. So, right, on a slightly more serious note, I don't know how we're going to make this transition, but we will anyway. The US government shutdown has delayed the SEC's routine approval process for crypto ETFs, obviously. But while the SEC can still act in emergencies, regular approvals for IPOs and ETFs, including the pending applications for LTC, Solana, and XRP, spot ETF products, and others are likely paused until the government operations resume. So just keep that as a note in the back of your head if you trade off of ETFs. Samsung and Coinbase, this is a massive, massive news headline, which I don't believe had the attention that it deserved. So Samsung and Coinbase have announced a partnership to integrate crypto trading, payments, and staking features into Samsung Wallet on Galaxy devices. So this reaches around 75 million users in the US. The service is planned to expand internationally in the future. Honestly, it talks of, just lowering the guardrails. This is been the theme this year, along with stable coins.
Yeah.
Lowering those guardrails. 75 million people have got Samsung device in the US. And all of a sudden, very, very soon, they are going to be able to incorporate not only just having crypto in their wallets that you tap and pay for groceries on, but trading it via there as well, which is an interesting.
All about those barriers to entry. The lower they are, the better for all of us.
Exactly that. Exactly. And also bringing home the staking rewards features. They have to call it rewards, obviously, because they're not allowed the staking fees to be passed on. But anyway, very, very positive news coming from Samsung and Coinbase there. On Friday, the Ethereum Foundation announced plans to convert 1,000 ETH into stablecoins using their COW swap, which is actually nicknamed TWAP. Sounds funny.
God, I just thought, you know what? I was actually thinking this morning, it's been a while since I was like, I'm looking forward to the Crypto Blast. It's been a while since we've had a really fucking awful company name. And so maybe we are starting to mature as an industry, but obviously not.
No, they're using their stablecoin converting mechanism called TWAP to feature as part of its ongoing efforts to support R&D grants and donations. Very, very funny name there. I thought I'd bring that to the Crypto Blast today.
Yeah, I like it.
Coinbase, the largest US crypto exchange, has filed an application with the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency for a national trust charter. It joined Circle, Paxos, and Ripple in seeking similar regulatory approval. Coinbase clarified that it does not intend to become a bank, but views clear regulatory frameworks as essential to advancing innovation while ensuring compliance and security. According to Bloomberg, Tether is in talks with this is going to be a mouthful to say, Analaf, yeah, that's it, to raise at least $200 million. We're going to go with it, to raise around $200 million for a digital asset vehicle to accumulate a gold-backed token, XAUT, Bloomberg reports. The move expands that Tether's gold partnership. In September, Analaf announced plans to offer XAUT, backs lending, and build physical vaults in major financial centers. Tether previously acquired an 8.1% stake in the company. The Trump family-linked crypto project World Liberty Finance posted that it recently sold tokens to mining firm Hut 8 at 75 cents each for its treasury. The locked tokens transferred from World Liberty Finance treasury were solely to complete this sale and not new issuance of, and not dilution either, which they had to have a little a memo come out there because the price quickly sold off after this news reports came out there. So there we go. A US federal judge in California has dismissed an investor's lawsuit against Yuga Labs, ruling that its Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT and ApeCoin do not constitute as securities. The court stated that the plaintiffs failed to prove that 3 prongs of the HOA test, affirming that basic NFTs are digital collectibles with membership benefits rather than investment instruments. Why did we include this story into the Crypto Blast, you may be asking?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, well, obviously, this securities laws are NFTs securities or not? I thought it was actually quite an interesting one here. So that you're quite clearly seeing a federal judge in California saying, well, actually, no, NFTs do not fall into the current laws of securities. I find that very interesting because there's a lot of questions. Is some reason why I've stayed out of NFTs for a big part is because of, are they securities? Are they not securities? You don't want to be caught trading on, an unregistered security. That's a clear no-go. So it's interesting here. You may start to see more clarity on NFT trading going forward, which then could potentially bring back in the volume once that regulatory framework clears up a bit. There are plenty of use cases for RWAs. We're seeing that at a banking level, an institutional level, that they are looking into real world assets, and tokenized NFTs are absolutely a form in which they come within. Maybe not with a picture of an ape on the face of it, but that product design nonetheless. So I thought that was an interesting development coming out of California. Bitwise CEO Hunter Horsley stated that the firm has filed an S1 for an Aptos ETF. He added, "We can't say more during the quiet period, but fired up about the momentum in the Aptos ecosystem. Week to date, Aptos is up 25%, not following this news, but just leading up to this announcement of Bitwise filing for an S1 application." VanEck's September report noted that DAX, which is digital asset treasuries, has grown to about $135 billion, with institutions accumulating and staking ETH, creating dilution risks for non-staking holders. The December Ethereum Fusaka upgrade, again, that's real. I've not butchered that name. It's called Fusaka. Upgrade will expand blob capacity to cut layer 2 roll-up costs and allow nodes to validate blocks via probabilistic sampling, furthering boosting Ethereum's blob efficiency. What's that? Essentially, that is just cutting the fee rate in half. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, please just stay out of the headlines. So he recently said in a prison interview that handing control over to the company to current CEO in November of 2022 was his biggest mistake. Really, Sam?
That's your biggest mistake. Well, that's your biggest mistake, is it?
So claiming that it cost him the last chance to save the exchange.
Behave, mate.
I know. FTX later filed for bankruptcy with the law firm that they're processing around.
That's just embarrassing.
In fees. That's appalling behavior.
That's just that is just completely. It almost feels like, and potentially, from what I read about the guy, almost failure to admit that it's even his fault in the first place.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I know, nothing wrong with being on the spectrum, and he certainly is. But does he actually realise what he's done? Does he realise that? I'd be very interested to see if he's one of these kind of people that actually doesn't feel like he's done anything wrong. Like Elizabeth Holmes, who's also tweeting from prison, forgetting that she defrauded billions out of people for fake blood tests. So not only was that awful on a corporate line, but, giving people, people that actually were relying on the blood tests and whatnot, false information, which is, clearly criminal because she's in prison. These people really pissed me off, to be honest, but there we go.
I couldn't tell.
No,
no, exactly. It's appalling behaviour, man. And maybe it's just a kind of a process to try and stay in the limelight, as it were. Anyway, we'll dismiss the quote that you said because it is atrocious. Moving on, Discord announced a third-party customer service provider was hacked, causing a data breach affecting some users who had contacted its support and trust and safety teams. The exposed data may include names, emails, chat logs, IP addresses, and limited payment details. Discord has revoked the vendor's access and confirmed that the attackers did not directly compromise its internal systems. We mentioned that on the Crypto Blast because a lot of retail traders seem to use Discord quite a lot. If you are using the application, you might want to double check your emails and reset passwords as a security measure. Sanctions by the US and UK for the ruble-backed stablecoin A7A5 is a suspect name if you ask me, appeared as a platinum sponsor at the Singapore Token 2049 conference with its own booth. It launched in January by Russian defense-linked firms. A705 is accused of helping evade sanctions. Reuters said that Token 2049 removed A705's listing after inquiry. Elliptic reports that over $70 billion in transfers since launch, mostly across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, which is not a surprise if you ask me. Digital asset funds last week saw a record $5.9 billion in flows, with Bitcoin leading with $3.5 billion. This is according to CoinShares. Circle issued a record $2.7 billion in USDC on Solana, the Solana network last week, making it its 7-day mint, its biggest 7-day mint to date. We spoke about the Grayscale ETPs. That's been turned into a staking ETF. That's the first one ever. BNB trading at margin. BNB ripped to new all-time highs. I just realized that in our market recap, we didn't mention any of the crypto assets down the market cap. XRP coming in at $3. BNB breaking into record new highs, up 22% week on week, now trading at $1,232. Solana in sixth place at $233, up 12% week on week. A really impressive move for the altcoins. Just covering maybe hyperliquid because they are doing over $1 trillion over the last couple of months in volume. Their tokens currently sat at $48.60, up 5% week on week. And Asta, who managed to turn a huge amount of volume over the last month, I believe it's around $400 billion in trading volume. Their token is sitting at $2.08. That's just been listed onto the Binance exchange, which explains that the massive surge that they've had over the last couple of hours. Strategy have just reported that $3.9 billion in BTC fair value gain in quarter 3, but announced no additional Bitcoin has been purchased last week. That is going to round up the Crypto Blast for today.
Wonderful. Well, Cam, thank you so much. Listeners, thank you so much for tuning in as always. As mentioned before at the start of the show, bearing in mind my travel arrangements this week, unsure what's going to happen regarding Wednesdays and Fridays updates, but we'll keep you in the loop. And hopefully we'll be able to record at least one or two somewhere along the line during the week. But Cam, again, thank you so much. Listeners, whatever you're doing, keep it tight, stay safe, and we'll see you when we see you. Goodbye.